Today, we're going to do something different. We're going to be diving into a hot topic that's making huge waves in a SEO universe right now. AI generated content, blogs, product descriptions, collections page descriptions, everything that has to do with copy across your website being generated by artificial intelligence. Tools like Bard, ChatGPT, Claude, and so many other more AIs that are popping up almost every day. I'm going to share with you real life examples of exactly what the AI content utilization has resulted in terms of organic rankings for various different websites. Some of these brands have actually taken off with the AI content. Some of the brands actually have taken off and got crashed. And some of the brands have actually taken off and then maintained consistency. All because different types of AI utilization. At my agency, we love to test various different things, and we like to make mistakes as fast as humanly possible, because quickly we make the mistakes, quicker we learn, and then be prepared to not to make the same mistakes again. So a lot of our foundation comes from testing, and we have tested almost every single different type of AI usage variations in SEO. When it comes to blogs, when it comes to product descriptions, when it comes to collections page descriptions, and when it comes to anything else that's featured on your website. I've personally tested things like having AI fully generate the content and what did Google do with the content. I've tested also having AI write every single content about a certain niche. It was literally like a Wikipedia type of a style of a content. And then I've also had AI generate an outline and then human write it. And then I also had AI generate the whole article and then a human to go in there and completely humanize it and bring the AI utilization score down. And then lastly, what we had was, AI generated the outline. We had another AI actually write it and then the human humanize it. And then the last test that we did, which was the last final one, it was human writes things, just follows everything based on all the research and information they have acquired about the specific topic. They write it out and then AI actually enhances that. So which one of these methods have been the most effective method? I'm going to share the studies and give you the screenshots straight from SEMrush so that you can actually get an idea of what kind of impact some of these strategies had on these websites. The sources I'm about to show you are all blogs, so that way you can actually get an idea. What we actually have is websites that are aged from anywhere from 2013 all the way up until the recent years. So we have plenty of different types of things that we can test data on. What you're seeing here is a first screenshot, is that AI utilization started around this time. This is around January to February of 2023. And ever since all 100% generated content has been starting to get published on this websites started to tank all the way down, going from 18,000 keywords to eventually hitting 1,660. And then the second screenshot here shows you that this is also a 100% AI written website. And obviously in a previous history, we've also used like a different paraphraser tools and things like that. So some of the history that you might see on these websites are different types of tests that we've pretty much performed. But what you're seeing here is after the heavy utilization of AI, the website started to tank in rankings again. So we're starting to see a pattern here. This right here shows 100% generated AI content too. This is about the time that 2023, a lot of the blog content was being generated, and eventually I hit 2,000 keywords, and then it started to fall. Now it's down to 1,300 keywords. Now the next one, this one is a Wikipedia style blog, but it's all based out of the AI generated content. So it was really interesting because imagine taking a niche, imagine like a water as a niche. And within the water niche, if you cover every single piece of topic that is part of that niche, and you have AI develop that content and properly have them all interlinked with each other, like Wikipedia level indexing. So that's what is happening here. And what's interesting is, yes, they're 100% written by an AI, but looks like Google gave that one a pass because it offers a rich information. There is a huge spider web of information created around this niche, and it's directly attributed to this source. So we're seeing that AI is allowed by Google, but and needs to be serving some kind of a purpose. So that's a really interesting one here. We didn't see a huge giant tank. We did see a little bit of a tank, but looks like that was a nice smooth ride going up. And then we have this one was AI generated content, which is humanized. So take a look at this. This right here, up until here, like they were pumping some AI generated content on this site. And, you know, after we got a new batch of team coming in there, we started to humanize all the AI content. And then the next thing you know is a couple of months down the line, you see this ranking start to shoot up. You see the traffic along with it starts to shoot up. So it's actually very interesting. Humanizing the content and getting the Google to, you know, reconsider that page again with new fresh content information on it took it right to the moon. And then next one here is, this is an AI written article outline, and, you know, human writer wrote the content. So AI generate the outline for the specific topic, and then one of our human writers wrote every single blog on this website. And as you can see, this one has kind of like a rocky patterns. So once the ranking started to take off, it hit the highest point, and then it started to go like this. And that's what we've been seeing here. But if you look at this data closely, you can see that we're actually maintaining a good level of consistency with rankings. But traffic did also drop associated with that. So if this was a real life example where like a revenue was involved, or this was for an e-commerce or something like this, and I'm seeing that my keyword rankings are going up on a good trajectory, but I'm seeing that traffic has been declining, that means not a lot of the positions website actually is acknowledged for and is ranking on Google is in the top 3 positions on the first page of Google. So you want to concentrate your efforts and identifying which one of these keywords are right keywords for your brand, and you really build campaigns around those keywords, whether you're optimizing the content to precisely target that keyword or you're building backlinks. You're actually going to get those keywords bumped into the top 3 positions, because if you don't, ranking for a lot of keywords is great, but if a lot of those keywords, the percent that actually matters, that will drive the traffic and the sales, that keyword needs to be in a golden triangle generating that traffic for your store. In this case, this is just a case study, so that's what we're seeing, because there is no backlinking campaigns that's being built here. So that's why you see the traffic is not sustaining itself very much, but the rankings is. Okay, so this is AI content that basically was humanized after the rankings have dropped. And as you can see on the graph here, you know, this website had a nice smooth ranking ride. And then this is about a time the Google's algorithm came out, and then it's starting to decline in rankings here. And as we're seeing a huge drop, what was implemented here? Humanization of all the AI articles. After humanized, look what starts to happen to the chart. It starts to go up. And that's what we've been seeing consistently along with all the other websites as well. And we have a type of a strategy here that had 90% of the blogs All of them were AI written. And as you can see the chart here, it made it up until to this point, which is 7,200 keywords. Then it started to drastically drop, like if you were to throw something off the mountain. And it finally has a support zone here somewhere, and then it's starting to go back up again. So it's not necessarily the smartest strategy. If you were to take this to the moon here, you would want to humanize rest of the other articles, so that way the rankings can shoot up again like we're seeing previously in the other charts. This is an AI generated content humanized with Humanizer tool. So what you're seeing here is all AI content up here. Rankings are starting to decline and drop down. And then we used Humanizer tools, which is another AI that basically humanizes for you to see if the Humanizer tools made difference. What we're seeing here on the chart is yes, they have. In terms of rankings, they did a great job. They were able to get the website acknowledged for a lot of keywords. Now, the traffic is also like spiking up, but individually, if the campaigns are built around the keywords, that traffic is going to increase because the keywords are going to rank in the top positions on the first page of Google. Moving on to the next one here, we have 100% generated content. And these guys received a manual action penalty. This is the worst thing that could happen to anybody. You do not want to get your website banned at all. I've seen it. These are just our test sites. So we test things on these sites so that we can bring the most up-to-date strategies into our client's SEO foundation. So what you're seeing here is a website that received a manual action penalty inside the Google Search Console for utilizing AI. Google flagged that as a spam. And you know what the reasoning was? The content that you are writing does not provide any value to our users. And it's a spam because you used an AI for it. A lot of people might disagree with this, but that's how Google thinks. And that's exactly like, what you need to be thinking as well, because you are benefiting off of Google's platform. You are positioning on the Google's platform, and you want the clicks and calls and conversions off of Google's platform. And if you do want that, then you're going to have to work with the rules. Now, we don't want to face this kind of situation. So if you have a website where you're heavily utilizing an AI, there is a right way to use the AI, the wrong way. This is the wrong way of using the AI, and that's why these guys actually got banned. I'm going to tell you how to avoid that here in a second. Now, this is undetectable.ai, and this is another tool that's a humanizer tool. So this tool humanized the content on this website continuously, and as you can see, it's on the incline. Traffic's going up, the ranking's going up. This tool is actually pretty good. That's just expensive. It can get expensive depending on how much words you're using. Then you have a second one, which is a Humanizer Pro, humanized content. As you can see, a really strong trajectory of rankings and the traffic boosting up. So Humanizer Pro, I believe, does a slightly better job than Undetectable AI. I've tested both of these tools. I'm going to do a dedicated review for both of them just to show you guys which tool might be the best tool and give you guys a sample examples of what kind of results that I've gotten from these tools. Next one is Humanizer Tool, humanized content, edited by the human. So Humanizer Pro humanizes and makes it like already human, but another human goes in and edits the content. That's a different type of an approach. Take a look at the results here. This chart looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That's a nice, we had a downshift down here a little bit, but then it just continued to rip. And then you have 10% or less AI utilization on the content. So this website had AI generated content, but it was humanized down to like 10%, so that we can see that 10% average that everybody's recommending right now is true. And yes, it is. You're seeing the charts. Rankings are going up, so is traffic along with it. This is amazing. And then last thing that I want to show you is AI generated content based on web topics. So for example, like let's say if you're writing a blog about like, hey, what type of running shoes is the best running shoes to buy for, you know, when you're running on track. And then whatever Google displays on the first page up to like 10 listings, you gather all those 10 sources, give those sources over to AI, and then have AI generated content, not because of what he thinks of specific topic, but you giving him context and then giving him what's already ranking on a first page of Google in the list. And then AI is able to like absorb the content from each of those sources and then generate a different type of a content that it would if you give it a regular prompt. And once AI writes that, then that content gets humanized, and that's exactly what you're seeing here, the results of that type of a strategy work, which seem to be pretty solid. I mean, there's a lot of like a weird data that we're looking at, but it's going up. It's beautiful. So there is different types of things that you can do here to fully maximize how to use your AI to, jumpstart your organic rankings. So should you use AI as part of your SEO strategy when it comes to like on-page topics? I would say yes, you should use it, but make sure that you keep the AI utilization score down to 10%. And then you're constantly humanizing these articles. If you don't have the investment for somebody to humanize these articles for you, you can go ahead and hire freelancers from Philippines. They do provide a pretty good quality work in terms of English, and they can humanize for super cheap, like $5 an hour. If you can't find those people and you still believe that that might be too much for you, then you can actually join the tools like undetectable.ai, Humanizer Pro. There's a couple of other ones, but these two are the top dogs in the industry. And they do provide really good content once you give it an AI generated content to turn into a human version. I had a good experience with these two tools. You can actually get started with Humanizer Pro, which has a certain characters that it will allow you to do for free. And then if you sign up, you can sign up for the free trial for both of these tools. I'm not an affiliate with any of these tools, so these are some of the things that we've been testing. And I'm sure we're gonna be doing some course on how to humanize topics, how to humanize content, how to strategize SEO content, how to avoid getting banned from Google if you're utilizing AI heavily. There is a lot of things that you can do with an artificial intelligence nowadays, making this life completely easy. You just gotta know how to use it. And in my videos, you'll be able to learn these things. Today, we just went over, and this should give you an idea of exactly what you're up against, what type of strategies that you need to be thinking in terms of content creation. Especially if you're going to join the AI side of using these tools to help you get more done in a short period of time. We do this all the time. We're able to generate up to 1,000 topics and articles properly structured and developed that meets our guideline requirements. So this is a really good thing to learn and adapt in 2024, because the way the world is moving right now, whoever has the knowledge, whoever has the information first is going to be the ones that's going to win this game. So you're getting the information coming straight from the source that constantly tests things. And I'm going to continue to provide this data over to you guys so that you can create a better strategy and you can actually position yourself and not complicate this whole process, because SEO is not complicated. It's actually very simple. It's just a lot of labor work.